The uncertainty around those tariffs, that's already a focal point of this campaign, as is the high cost of living. Our senior business correspondent, Peter Armstrong, is here to help us launch our election coverage. Good to see you, as always, of course. The weekly newsletter that probably went into your inbox this morning focuses on the economic question at the heart of this election. What's the question, Peter?
I mean, it's a bit of a cheat. What's the line about to a hammer, everything's a nail? I always write about the economy, so of course I think the biggest thing is the economy. But I truly think that if you boil down all the things everybody was talking about yesterday, whether it's the tariffs or the threats or the Trumps or the anger, the frustration, I think they're all at their core an economic question. And whether which party is in a best position to try to grow the economy out of the rut that we find ourselves in. And I think it's important at the outset to sort of set the stage for the rut that we are in, right? The Canadian economy is struggling right now, and it was struggling before the tariffs, and the tariffs are going to make that worse. The trade war is going to make that worse. Trevor Tombe, we have a chart here that Trevor Tombe, the economist, put out looking at per capita growth across all OECD countries. We'll see if we can pull that up. And it lists all of these countries. It's like 38 or 42 on the list. Here we go. So the one you can see in the middle there is the USA highlight. All the way down at the bottom, ahead of only Luxembourg, is Canada. You've got Ireland
down
growing
at the very bottom,
right at the second from the bottom. Canada, just ahead of Luxembourg. You go to Ireland with 41% growth, Canada with 1.4%, the United States with 18.2% growth. What's been going on? Well, a lot of it has been the fact that at the outset of the Trudeau presidency, or prime ministership, the price of oil fell off a cliff. And it took a long time for any kind of investment. In a lot of ways, that investment never came back. A lot of his critics and a lot of his allies would say it was the policies of the Trudeau government that kept a lot of that investment down. And who's going to bring it back? What's going to happen to bring it back? So it's not just who's going to give a tax cut. It's who's going to try to grow the economy at a pace that we need to see it to catch up to these OECD peers.
So this is a big data week for the economy. I'm just thinking about inflation went from 1.9 to 2.6.
Yep.
Everything keeps changing in the economic picture. What are you going to be watching for through the campaign?
So it is a campaign that will be full of economic data, not just from the campaigns, but as you say, the releases. We've got GDP coming this Friday. We've got two key surveys from the Bank of Canada, the Business Outlook Survey, the Consumer Expectations on April 17th. Then we have, like, in 1 week, probably right around where we're going to have the debates. We've got the Business Outlook Survey and the Consumer Expectations. We've got CPI coming out April 15th, and then the Bank of Canada's interest rate decision the following day, April 16th. So there's going to be a ton of information coming in about the current landscape, what's happening sort of underfoot in this campaign. It'll be interesting to see how the different parties react to those data as they come in. Okay, listen, you're in the position to do that. Come back anytime and let us know what you're finding. And of course, you can read Peter's newsletter that arrives in your inbox on Mondays. Thank you, our senior business correspondent.